keeping children safe is one of the most important responsibilities of parents and schools. PasswordKid is a child safety technology company that offers innovative solutions to help prevent children from being abducted during school collection times. So by using a combination of technology and human intervention, PasswordKid is able to provide peace of mind for parents and schools alike. So to tell us a little bit more, we joined virtually by the co-founder and CEO of PasswordKid, Keletso Lekwakwe. Keletso, good morning. Thanks for your time with us here on the SABC at this hour.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you for asking. I trust you're well. And also, given the innovation that you've now offered to us, perhaps you could tell us a little bit more about the process of developing the technology behind PasswordKid, some of the challenges also that you had to face, how you also managed to overcome them in the long run.
Thanks for the question. So PasswordKid basically is a child safety company that prevents unauthorized child pickups and child kidnappings from primary schools and ECD centers, right? By ECD centers, we mean your daycares, your aftercares, and so forth. So during the process of us developing the platform, actually it's more of an app-based service system that we developed to parents and educators, right, regarding the collections of kids. So during the process of us developing the platform, it was more of a us trying to connect a human interaction versus technology, right? Human interaction meaning school owners and parents, right? So we are trying to develop a platform that could be more simpler for them to use, and as well as communicate in terms of the whereabouts and the safety of children. So that's where the difficulties were, right? In terms of us actually having to develop something that's more, appealing to both of them. And also tech savvy in short words.
No, absolutely, because given that it is the fourth industrial revolution and given also that wave of change occurring, I mean, how do you ensure that the technology is firstly secure and reliable, and then what steps do you take to provide protect the data of parents, children who obviously are using PasswordKid at large?
So in terms of protecting data, as you know, that there are a lot of companies that do hackings, and then they take the data and sell it to other people for themselves to make money. So what we do is that we have partnered with a big player like Google so that we could protect the data of the parents and educators, right, as well as children. Because what we do is that we register a child and a parent using their ID numbers, phone numbers, and all those kind of things. So that's a very sensitive kind of data. So us as a small startup, we could not actually develop a database that's more strong enough to prevent ourselves from those kind of things. So partnering with a partner or a company like Google has also helped us to actually protect that data as possible as they can.
Okay, let's on that note, I wonder, just looking at the evolution of PasswordKid, how do you foresee it evolving in the future? Are there plans to expand it, perhaps add new features? I'm also asking this because I wonder if it could also be used in other settings, adapted for other uses as well, from your vantage point.
Yeah, sure, definitely. So we are about to go national. We have covered almost most parts of Pretoria and Gauteng, so we are about to explore to the northwest, Limpopo and other provinces. So that's how big we can see it into this 2024 year. So as well as the platform actually being used in other things, like in hospitals, right? There are a lot of kids that are being missing from a young age or immediately after birth from hospitals. So we are kind of trying to expand the technology to the health sector as well.
Well, speaking about expansion, what about other countries? In the same breath, though, what are some of the challenges on that front, should you want to expand your footprint perhaps well into the continent? And if we're going to be looking at any sort of special training or support that parents and users are going to be needing, even schools alike, how do you go about doing that?
So in terms of expanding to other countries, we are in Nairobi, Kenya around December. We've managed to make contacts there with UNICEF and other big players into that child safety space in Nairobi. So we have been in talks ever since. So hopefully the talks will become to fruition and we expand to Kenya. So we are looking to expand to other countries as well.
All right, thank you for that. In terms of skepticism, competition as well, how do you mitigate against some of those challenges, given the different players in the value chain? Talk to us a little bit more about that.
So currently, our biggest competitors, actually, most of them are based in the US, and we are slightly more innovative than them. What they did is that they've just taken the entire paperwork system and then digitalized it, right? But people who might be slightly closer to us, as far as South Africa is concerned, is the company called the T5 Communicator. They are doing exactly what we are doing, but also again we are also slightly more innovative than them. They show proof of what happened to the child rather than stopping the child from being stolen at the first place, which is what we do. We prevent the incident from happening at the first place rather than just showing proof of what happened to the child. So those big players are there. CCTV footage also is there, but we are slightly more innovative and more reliable than them.
And just finally, perhaps looking at the data trends and analyzing that data, I mean, are you able to interpret that at this point? What advice do you have for parents who are looking for more ways to keep their children safe? You're speaking about prevention being better. And, when we're just looking at resources, funding, expansion as well, how adequate is that on your end?
So for the advice that I would give to parents actually is that, try each and every solution that's out there that will, help you in touch with the interactions or the whereabouts of your child, right, on a daily basis, because children spend around 8 to 9 hours in schools, and then you see them almost, 6 hours a day as a parent. So they spend more hours in school as opposed to the hours that they spend at home. So try to find platforms that that alerts you the whereabouts of the child. That if the child has just entered the school premises, which is what we do, if the child has just left the school premises, if they did leave the school premises, who did they leave it with, right? So just try to find platforms that keeps you in touch with the whereabouts of your child.
Keletso, thank you for joining us bright and early on the SABC. We are going to leave the conversation there for now. Co-founder, CEO, PasswordKid, Keletso Lekwakwe, really chatting to us about PasswordKid. It's a technology which helps children from being abducted during school collection times.